Imagine helping create one of rock history's most iconic sounds, only to be fired through a hand-delivered letter. No phone call, no meeting. Just a formal termination after decades with the band. This happened to Don Felder of the Eagles. Behind their harmonious melodies lurked a battle over power, money, and control that eventually led to a lawsuit seeking $50 million in damages. Court documents, financial records, and memoirs reveal the complicated truth. The band that sang about peaceful, easy feelings ultimately fractured over creative differences and business disagreements. How did collaborators become adversaries? What really happened behind the scenes? The answers will change how you hear their music forever. In 1974, the Eagles were looking to evolve their sound. Don Felder arrived as a session musician for their third album, bringing classical guitar expertise that complemented their existing style. His contributions to Good Day in Hell impressed the band with his technical precision. While Henley and Frey were initially hesitant about expanding the group, they recognized Felder's skill enhanced their sound. He joined as the fifth member after proving his value on their On the Border album. A significant moment came in 1975 when Felder recorded a demo featuring Spanish-style guitar work. When he shared it with the band, they saw its potential. With Henley and Frey adding lyrics and arrangements, that collaboration became Hotel California. Joe Walsh joined later that year, creating a powerful guitar duo with Felder. Their complementary styles helped define the Eagles' evolving sound, particularly evident on tracks like Life in the Fast Lane. The numbers showed their success. With Felder and Walsh, the Eagles' popularity soared. One of these nights sold millions, while Hotel California became one of the best-selling albums in American music history. Their concerts moved from theaters to stadiums as their audience expanded. Initially, the band maintained an equal partnership arrangement, but as documented in Felder's memoir, Heaven and Hell, the collaborative atmosphere would gradually change as their success grew. What forces would eventually turn these musical partners against each other? According to interviews and memoirs from band members, the Eagles began as a relatively democratic organization. All 5 members had input on band decisions, with earnings split based on agreed formulas. After Hotel California catapulted them to unprecedented success, the band's internal dynamics shifted. According to Felder's accounts, Henley and Frey increasingly centralized decision-making about creative direction and business affairs. Songwriting credits became a point of contention. On 1979's The Long Run, Felder's contributions appeared on fewer tracks, despite his continued guitar work. Financial arrangements also became increasingly complex, with royalty distributions reportedly following different formulas than touring income. Personal relationships deteriorated as documented by multiple band members. Communication between Felder and Frey became particularly strained, with tensions occasionally spilling over into their performances. During a benefit concert in Long Beach in July 1980, frustrations boiled over. According to multiple accounts, including Felder's memoir, an altercation occurred backstage after the show, requiring intervention from security personnel. The final tour of their original run became increasingly difficult. The band maintained a grueling schedule while relationships continued to fracture. Their last performance of that era, on September 22, 1980, ended without ceremony. The band subsequently paid substantial cancellation fees for remaining scheduled dates as they went on hiatus. No one suspected that these tensions would resurface even more dramatically when they eventually reunited. How could a comeback make things worse than before? 14 years later, the Eagles reunited for their Hell Freezes Over tour. According to Felder's later accounts, he entered negotiations expecting an arrangement similar to their earlier days, but discovered the financial terms had changed significantly. Court documents later revealed disagreements about compensation structures. The new arrangement reportedly gave Henley and Frey larger percentages of tour proceeds than the other members, creating a tiered system rather than equal splits. Felder agreed to the terms, hoping things would change once they recorded again. The tour proved immensely successful, grossing tens of millions of dollars according to industry reports, and drawing large audiences willing to pay premium prices. 2 years passed with no new album. According to legal filings, when Felder sought to revisit the contract terms, his requests met resistance. His attorneys identified contract provisions allowing for reviews, but these discussions did not lead to changes to his satisfaction. According to court documents, during this period, Henley and Frey established Eagles Laytod, a business entity related to the band's operations. Felder's lawsuit would later allege that the company received substantial payments from band revenue without proper consultation with all members. Financial disparities reportedly widened during subsequent tours. Felder's legal claims centered on allegations that his share of touring income decreased over time, while his required contributions to expenses remained proportionally higher than those of Henley and Frey. By early 2001, according to court records, the situation had reached a breaking point. After Felder raised additional concerns about financial arrangements, a decision was made that would shock fans and forever alter the band's lineup. On February 6, 2001, Don Felder received a letter hand-delivered to his home. According to court documents, this letter terminated his relationship with the Eagles after 27 years. The stated reason was irreconcilable differences regarding business matters. His legal team immediately identified potential issues with the termination. California employment law contains specific protections for long-term professional relationships, which became central to the subsequent legal proceedings. During litigation, it emerged that Henley and Frey had registered the Eagles name as a trademark under their business entity. While Felder retained certain ownership interests in the band's assets according to prior agreements, the trademark registration affected control over future activities. The timing coincided with planning for upcoming tours that would generate substantial revenue. Based on previous earnings and projections, these performances represented significant potential income for all parties involved. In his memoir, Felder described the profound emotional impact of his termination, expressing feelings of betrayal after decades of contributing to the band's success. The termination clearly marked a painful professional rupture that would soon escalate beyond private disagreement. The legal action that followed was unprecedented in scope for a major rock band. Felder filed a lawsuit seeking approximately $50 million in damages, addressing both his termination and broader financial disputes stretching back several years. The lawsuit centered on allegations including breach of contract, breach of fiduciary duty, and wrongful termination. It claimed that certain business practices had unfairly diminished Felder's financial participation in the band's success. The Eagles filed a countersuit seeking damages and challenging Felder's right to discuss certain business matters publicly. They maintained that their actions were proper under existing agreements and business structures. Court filings from both sides revealed complex financial arrangements that had evolved over the years. The litigation process brought previously private band business practices into public view through the legal system. What were the real issues behind this bitter battle? The lawsuit filed by Felder illuminated the complex business reality behind the Eagles' music. His legal claims outlined what he considered systematic exclusion from fair participation in the band's success. Among the key allegations was breach of fiduciary duty. According to court documents, Felder claimed that as business partners, band members owed each other certain legal obligations of transparency and fairness that had not been maintained. Control over the Eagles' trademark became a central issue. While the band's name had tremendous commercial value, registration decisions had reportedly been made without full consensus from all members who had built that value together. The financial implications were substantial. During the period following Felder's departure, the Eagles continued performing successfully without him. Based on industry reports of their touring revenue, his absence from these activities represented potential earnings in the millions. The countersuit reflected the band's position that confidentiality provisions had been violated. They sought to restrict Felder's ability to publish his memoir, arguing it would disclose protected information about internal band matters. Court proceedings revealed additional complexities about compensation for various band functions beyond performing. The roles of producers, managers, and other positions within the organization carried separate fee structures that affected overall earnings distribution. Depositions taken during the lawsuit provided sworn testimony about decision-making processes within the band. These statements became part of the legal record, documenting different perspectives on how business matters had been handled. After years of legal proceedings, the parties reached a settlement in 2007. As is typical in such agreements, the specific terms remain confidential. The case influenced how many music groups subsequently structured their business arrangements. Entertainment lawyers noted an increased emphasis on clear governance procedures and independent financial oversight for bands following this high-profile dispute. Could any legal resolution heal the personal wounds this conflict had created? Despite the legal resolution, personal reconciliation remained elusive. Felder and Glenn Frey never fully repaired their relationship before Frey's death in 2016, though communication did occur through representatives during the intervening years. In interviews following Frey's passing, Felder expressed regret about their unresolved differences. The finality of death brought perspective to what once seemed like insurmountable conflicts over business matters. According to those close to him, Felder maintained connections to his Eagles past. He reportedly preserved memorabilia from his years with the band, including set lists and other artifacts representing their creative partnership. The 1998 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction highlighted the complicated dynamics. While all were honored together, the ceremony underscored the shifting relationships within the group as they navigated recognition for their collective achievements. Frey's death affected all former band members. Felder attended the funeral, maintaining a respectful distance while acknowledging their shared history, despite the difficult conclusion to their professional relationship. The music industry took note of the Eagles' experience. Many bands subsequently adopted more formal business structures with clear governance procedures to help navigate the complex intersection of creativity and commerce. Felder continued his musical career independently. In performances after leaving the Eagles, he often included songs from their catalog, maintaining his connection to the music they created together. His 2017 performance of Hotel California with the Nashville Symphony demonstrated his ongoing relationship with the material he helped create. The personal cost of creative differences and business disputes transcended the financial aspects of their separation. The relationships formed during their most creative periods could not be fully restored despite the eventual legal settlement. The Eagles created some of the most enduring music in rock history, selling over 150 million records worldwide. Don Felder's guitar work helped shape their most commercially successful period. The dissolution of his relationship with the band and subsequent legal battle highlighted the challenges of maintaining creative partnerships in the high-stakes world of music business. The lawsuit brought unprecedented public attention to the internal workings of a major rock band. The case pushed many bands to rethink how they handle business, favoring structure and oversight to avoid similar implosions. His original guitar demo for Hotel California remains a lasting imprint on the band's legacy. While the Eagles continued successfully without Felder, performing to sold-out venues worldwide, longtime fans often note the difference in the sound of songs he helped create. Perhaps the true legacy of this chapter in rock history transcends specific dollar amounts. It serves as a reminder that creative partnerships require both artistic chemistry and sound business foundations. When these elements fall out of balance, Even the most successful collaborations can fracture under the pressures of success. Next time you hear Hotel California, listen closely to that guitar work. Behind those notes lies a story of creative partnership and business conflict, of artistic triumph and personal loss, that echoes through countless collaborations in the music world and beyond.